The great American mythologist Joseph Campbell said, quote, "A hero is one who has given himself or herself to something bigger than oneself," unquote. We all know people who fit this description. People who are sacrificing to make our communities a better place. These are the ones we celebrate on this program. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the MTN Heroes of Change, brought to you by the MTN Ghana Foundation. We're celebrating the works of 10 individuals who are making a positive change in their communities, one of whom will receive 100,000 cedis in support of their project. This season, we have also introduced the MTN Heroes of Change Special Awards. This is focused on identifying people such as media persons, musicians, journalists, and the like, who are using their influence to do extraordinary things in their communities. Over the course of the season, we will present to you their stories and honor them for their work. After the break, we bring you the story of how a man who's also harnessing the power of ICT to make a positive difference in the Volta region.
With MTN Mobile Money, you can take your bank with you everywhere you go. Dial *170# and follow the prompts. Connect your bank account to your mobile money wallet to load and transfer money between your wallet and your bank account. Take your bank with you everywhere you go with MTN Mobile Money.
What else you take away? I bet two, No.
Experience the new world of better money.
Wherever you go in Ghana, there's an MTN Ghana Foundation project making a difference in the lives of the people. Here is one such story.
Some years back, when the place was totally dark, students were attacked.
I sometimes feel like I should stay in the dormitory and study in there, rather than going to the classroom where I would be attacked. Moving from our dormitory to the classes, to be about 3/4 of a kilometer.
This is Tamal Senior High. When this school was established, we had street lights, but for some time, the street lights went off and the school was in total darkness, no lights. And it's a very large institution. Unfortunately, we have no walls. And where the girls live and where we have our classrooms is a distance. Due to this lack of street lights, all manner of people took advantage of this. And anytime these girls move to the classrooms to have their studies, on their return to the dormitories, people come out from their hideouts and attack them and do all manner of things with them.
On that night, I was coming back from preps. That was around 9:30. I was walking through the boys' dormitory side when all of a sudden somebody hit me from the back. So I turned and another hand came. So I didn't know what I did or what was happening. All I knew was that people were just beating me. So I stood there and I was just screaming for help, shouting for help, and some security men that were around came to my aid.
The school wrote to MTN asking for some assistance. MTN listened to our request and quickly came in and gave us this support.
The street lights has helped us a lot because now the security men in the school are able to see that people from outside come inside. People are no more coming inside at any time.
MTN supported the school with library. They gave us lab tools for our science laboratory. It didn't end it there. they went ahead to construct shelves for us to store our chemicals. But I want to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to MTN for the support that they have given to the school. But I also want to appeal to MTN that this should not end here. We want MTN to support us still to wall this place.
May God bless them for they assisting us to also improve in our education and achieve our aim.
Now there's free movement from our dormitories to the classrooms and there are no more harassments. I say thank you very much and God bless you.
Over the past decade, the MTN Ghana Foundation has led the way in corporate social investments in Ghana by impacting the lives of over 4 million people in the areas of education, health, and economic empowerment across the country. The MTN Ghana Foundation has spent about $13 million on over 142 various social development initiatives, brightening lives and making a difference.
The MTN Heroes of Change since its inception has identified and celebrated many ordinary people who have made and continue to make a positive change in their societies. This season, however, we are putting a very special focus on some not so ordinary people who are also contributing to society. These people use their fame, power, and positions to help others who are less privileged. Sit back as we bring you the story of one such hero who has launched a campaign to create awareness on glaucoma in her society.
My name is Yvonne Nelson, an actress and a producer and founder of the Yvonne Nelson Glaucoma Foundation. Growing up, I remember I was in high school, my grandmom had glaucoma and the family, we didn't even know what it was. You know, I remember her going to Kolebu and they told her it was something else and you know, she didn't really get the education properly there. So she came, I'm sure they gave her some eye drops, she came home, she used it and that was it. By SSS3, I realized my grandmom was gradually losing her eyesight. I was in school, so I wasn't really, you know, seeing much of her in the house. But to cut the long story short, she ended up getting blind. So when I became an actress, I just said to myself, I did some research after that. I just said to myself, why don't I, you know, research on glaucoma, why my grandmom got blind. And so I did that and I decided to set up a foundation to help educate Ghanaians on this silent blinding disease.
Hold your family's hand today and get to know your status. Don't let it happen to you. Glaucoma is a silent blinder and it's irreversible in nature.
When I launched the foundation, I shot a musical video, a charity single with Zach Kodie, Yvonne Okoro, John Tumelo, Prince David Osei. We're all in there. We're trying to, you know, preach the gospel, take the word out, educate Ghanaians, you know, about this silent blinding disease. And after doing all of that, I went to all these TV stations and radio stations to, you know, to play the video. The little I had that time, you know, I put it out. It was on TV. When my time slot or my whatever was over, that was it. You know, nobody heard it anymore. They stopped showing it. You know, I've been using my own monies for almost everything. You know, I buy eye drops for some patients who are under the foundation. Zalatan, for example, is about 150 Ghana cedi, and the bottle is that size, you know, and it will last you for just maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you can imagine someone who has glaucoma in Bodrase or Dodoa somewhere who is buying 150 Ghana cedi of Zalatan every 2 weeks. Ask yourself, can they even afford it? You know, so it's quite expensive to treat glaucoma. I've been doing that and it's been challenging. Sometimes I don't have the money to support the patients under the foundation. Glaucoma can't be cured. You know, that's a sad story. We've been helping, but it's not enough, and we can't cure, you know, the disease, but we can only support them by the various eye drops. One story that really touched me was Genevieve Bashiga's story. After her accident, it affected her speech and hearing, and she didn't allow that to weigh her down. She went ahead, got some skills, set up a school to help kids who are born with disabilities like that, and it really touched me. It's really deep that with all the issues she's having with herself, she actually thought about helping other people. And it's just so inspiring, So that really touched me from last season.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, our melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
How you use your data is up to you. With the best internet speeds, it's amazing what you can do on MTN.
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and I encourage you to watch the MTN Heroes of Change, where we showcase the stories of people who are doing fantastic things in their community. What are you doing in your community? I am also doing the best I can to get incubators to hospitals and clinics across Ghana through the Kokoroko Charities Foundation. What are you doing for your community? Our world is changing. New technologies are revolutionizing the way we live. What does this mean, however, for children within deprived areas such as Anyako in the Volta region, who may have never seen a computer in their entire lives? Our hero for today is Dr. Quincy Atipo, a determined person who wants to ensure that children in Anyako get to experience modern day technology just as the rest of us everywhere.
My name is Portia Atipo. I started working with Dr. Samu in 2011. I remember that day I just visited him and he was like, Posh, I need someone to take care of things for me here in Ghana. And I'm like, why not? There are instances that he just calls me and tell me that, Portia, there's this person on Facebook that needs school fees. And I'm like, this is Facebook, But then he's just like, so you do the background and let's see how we can help that person. I'm like, it's not everybody that can do that. He doesn't want to see people going through the same thing that he's been through. So he tries to, see wherever it is that whatever effort, no matter how little it is, as long as it's going to create an impact, as long as it's going to change a life, he'll be willing to just go ahead and do it. If Dr. Q is recognized, I'm sure it's going to motivate him to be able to do more of this project in the other 9 regions that he really wants to, because his main aim is to see smiles on these people. As the slogan says, bringing smiles one village at a time.
1999, I was fortunate to be granted a U.S. visa, and I went to the U.S. for the first time. And I realized, to my shock, that everybody in the U.S. know about computer. Before I went to the U.S., I've never sat behind a computer before.
I found it difficult to understand whenever what I read from the book, because there is nothing that I will use to practice what I have learned from the book, so I found it difficult to understand.
In school, when they teach, I don't understand. Even if I speak the English, it is too bad. So my friends will be laughing at me. So I made up my mind to stay at home, help my mom do her fishing business, and stay at market too.
I mean, the memories I took to the US was going to school without shoes and things like that. So for me to be in a class and ask when present a paper and typed it, I couldn't see myself favorably competing in that field. So I look at the fact that similar thing might be happening to some kids in Ghana, in some village in Ghana, in some remote area in Ghana. So I resolved in my heart that I will look for a way to impart such individuals.
2 years ago, before the coming in of the ICT Center, in fact, teaching in the school was very difficult, especially for the teachers, because they have to go through a lot of hectic time to make students in a class understand whatever they're teaching in a classroom.
We brought in about 40 computers, a scanner, printers, and some communication gadgets. And in this school alone, I know off the top of my head, it's affecting over 60 students or pupils. But the amazing thing is that it's not only for this school. All the sister schools around bring their kids here to come and learn from the same place. That is what's making so excited.
With the computers that we have now, we have software on them, some applications are on it. That helps the student when they come. Teachers are able to use it to explain most of the concept for them, because some of them, the concepts are in a video form. They have to watch the video. Whilst they are watching the video, the teachers will be explaining to them. Some of them also is in a game form, so they have to play the games. Whilst they are playing the games, they are also getting the meaning of whatever they are doing.
The effect of this ICT on the community was that in the past, during holidays, parents send their children to Qatar or Accra to have computer classes. But now they are organizing computer classes for them in the holidays.
We have the prototype, we have seen Anyako, and we have learned from our mistakes. We're going to the other 9 villages. But one of the things we're going to do differently is that when we get the chiefs and the opinion leaders involved, once we get the land, we buy the materials and get the town folks involved in the construction. This way we can get them to become what? Part and parcel of the whole project.
Aba Mr. Tipo Matona, you are her hayo to be ever do manania. Napanya Kwaha, Aso player Vuduko, eh, the view her, wow, walk bo. She took her, but so many never share.
Now I can favorably compete with my fellow colleagues in the city.
I'm happy in school now because of the ICT Center. Now I understand when the teachers teach.
My name is Dr. Quincy Atipo. Our project seeks to bring ICT learning to villages and kids in deprived areas so they can compete with their counterparts in the cities and globally.
We are wrapping up on another episode of the MTN Heroes of Change. I'm sure you have enjoyed watching all the stories and are inspired to also make a positive impact in your society. Remember to follow us on our various social media handles displayed on your screens. Join us next week as we profile another hero, Dr. Jifade. Dr. Jifade is giving hope to people affected by autoimmune diseases. Have a good evening.